at least in my experience, I can catch the hyperarousal and the fast breathing in terror more easily than in shame, where that tends to move pretty quickly to shut down. And often people hide behind their hair, or they hide their eyes, and they slump down very, very small. So it can look just like collapse. But if I'm thinking about what were we just talking about, if there's some way I'm understanding in that situation, the person felt humiliated, ashamed, that helps me understand what territory are we in. It's also, of course, possible to feel both at the same time, terror and shame. So if I think the dissociation is due to terror, I'm going to work on orienting them to the present moment. You're with me, you're in my office, what the current date is. Can you look at that, knowing the client? I have some cat figurines. That really works beautifully for some people. Crazy hair plant for others. You'll know your client. They may have a grounding rock or a resource that they can hold on to. For some clients, I have them use maybe a watch from adulthood, or if they have a ring that means something, they can touch something. So I'm having them use senses. So I'm using techniques that bring them into present reality and bring down the terror and calm them. If I think it's shame that's triggering the dissociation, it's going to be very similar, but I'm going to point out, I'm going to speculate. I'm noticing that you started looking down and getting very small when we talked about that. And so let's stop talking about that. And I'm just wondering, are you really here in the room with me? Do you feel like you're fully present here? So I'm going to see, are they all the way in shutdown? If they're in shutdown, we're going to work on that. If they can still process a little, like, yes, sort of, I'm foggy, I might say, would it be okay to fully know that you're here with me and you're safe with me, and we can stop talking about that, or we can talk about it in little bits? I'm not going to shame you. I'm wondering, are you feeling vulnerable or ashamed based on what we were talking about? And often just giving them the words for that, they might be able to nod the tiniest bit, and that starts to help us have a way to process it together. And then just, this is very hard. We will go at a pace that's right for you. You tell me when you need to stop. Can you hear in my voice? Do you hear criticism or derision or disgust? Because they're often expecting that from me, of course. And so I'll ask them, can you really tune into what I sound like? And then if I feel like they can do it, could you even just take a little glance at me? Could you look at me? And it's usually just a furtive little look up. Do I look upset, disgusted, revolted? Really check it out. Really check it out. And then that can be a very powerful way of working it through. They expected me to be so grossed out, and then I'm not. And that's a really therapeutic, powerful moment.